Am I the a-hole for destroying my friend's wedding by exposing her cheating fiance?
This just makes me sad already.
Why? Do you have a cheating fiance that I should know about? Or am I the mistress?
You're the mistress.
Ooh, forget about your husband. Come away with me, darling. Also, this is my girlfriend, Ariana. She's subbing in for John this week. Please be nice to her and don't tell her anything I've said about her.
Tell me, please, in the comments below, the best
Nope.
and the worst things you said about me.
Don't do it. Don't tell her.
it.
This is from our subreddit, r/OKOP show. And this comes from user The One That Never Died. I, 29 female, have been best friends with my friend, 26 female, for 8 years. I knew her years before she started dating her fiance, 26 male. She was always the girl that wanted to be in a relationship and couldn't be happy by herself.
Kind of lame.
Yeah, I know. Super lame. It would be so lame if you were in so many relationships since you were 16.
Back to back. Serial monogamous.
Serial
they've
monogamous.
called
Yeah.
this type of person.
That's not me.
It's not Sam.
Totally get it and never judge her for it, except you kind of are because you're flaming her in this Reddit post.
On the
She
internet.
met her fiance and she seemed happy. And I was happy for her. Until she started crying to me about how she caught him. Until she started crying to me about how she caught him on dating apps such as Grindr.
This is a quick turn in the story.
Quick turn.
Is it cheating if they're cheating with the same sex?
Yes, it is, Ariana. Yes, it is. You don't have a hall pass for the ladies. I was supportive and loving and was there for her, reminding her that she could do better. But whatever she decided to do, I'd support her. She took him back and I accepted it. What are you doing? Come on. This type of behavior has gone on for the majority of their relationship. Either one or the other has stepped out on the other. Not only was there cheating from both sides, but abuse as well. They will engage in domestic violence with each other while having arguments. These arguments were always explosive and would always end up him leaving and turning off his phone.
I feel like at this point, OP needs to not be a supportive friend
and
and
just be
like actually
"Bitch, get the fuck away from this dude. Well, on Christmas of last year, she informed me that he had proposed to her. She said yes. Bro, what are you doing? She said yes, and I was happy for her. I congratulated her and gave her my best wishes. Well, the other day, I was watching a YouTube video and it mentioned the Facebook group, Are We Dating the Same Guy? I met my partner, 31 male, on Tinder, so I was curious and decided to look through it. While scanning, I came across a photo of someone I knew. It was my best friend's fiance.
Let's go. Big surprise.
Big surprise.
Big surprise.
Big surprise. And it was a fairly recent post a few weeks ago. So without sharing any information or anything about the post per group rules, I texted my friend that she may like to join the group to see what's inside. Guys, let me know in the comments what you would do in this situation. She declined, but I persisted, saying she might want to check it out because her boyfriend might be on there. At this point, just send the
Just fucking say it. Now you just sound...
Yeah.
Now it sounds like OP is like suggesting that it's a shitty relationship without having proof of it.
She said no again, so I finally straight out went and said it that she needed to look there for herself. Once again, she refused, so I reached out to the woman that posted my friend's fiance and told her that he was in a serious relationship. Well, the woman decided to confront him and went to his location. They shared locations on Snapchat. And
if
then,
you're cheating, why are you sharing locations?
I know, dude. Use burner phones. Go buy carrier pigeon. That girl on Facebook that was dating the fiance that was the side piece found my friend and him together.
Crazy.
A fight broke out, and later on, my friend calls me to give me the details. She's crying and calling him an a-hole, and I'm trying to support her and be a good friend. But then she turns it on me, calling me an a-hole because I didn't send photo proof or try harder to get her on the group. She called me an a-hole for not protecting her and whatnot. She has since called off the engagement again and blames me for it.
Isn't she happy the engagement got called off?
I mean, is anyone happy that their fiance cheats on them and then their engagement is called off?
No, but at least a sense of relief that you
Well,
didn't
at least
go
you're not
through with it.
marrying
Yeah,
a
exactly.
complete
That's what I
cheater.
mean. That's what I mean.
And also, I mean, all right, guys, I want to know what you think. Like, please put in the comments what the fuck is going on here. But like, to get mad at OP for literally helping her out.
She would have never found out had OP
She
not
would've never
sent
found
this
out.
girl to save her.
She would have never found out. They would have had kids. You know, they would have had little babies. They would have gone on like a cruise together.
Mhm.
And then on the cruise, right? They're walking by the pool. And who do they see around the corner but the ex-fiance? He's happy. He's with his 2 kids. He realized he made a huge mistake and he's going to be better for it. And so he's been a loving husband to this new girl. And, you know, every happily ever after, everyone wins.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I might shed a tear.
I'm literally crying right now. I lied on my resume to start my career. Did you?
You exaggerate the truth.
I've never exaggerated anything. So I was 24 years old and basically a loser.
At least he's self-aware.
Who would you rather fuck, a self-aware loser or a not self-aware loser?
Well, here's the thing about self-aware losers. They're self-deprecating. So it's actually pretty unattractive.
Well, you should have said, well, I guess I do fuck a self-aware loser.
Fucking loser.
Hey, stop. Be nice.
Good. Stand up for yourself.
At 18, I got an inheritance from my grandparents and stupidly blew it all over the course of 4 years instead of doing anything productive.
I was going to say at least he was a rich self-aware loser, but now he's back to being broke.
This makes him even more of a loser because not only was he a loser with nothing, he got so much and then lost it all, which means he's like infinite. He's like the definition of a loser. He's someone who loses things.
Loses
Money. Respect. Okay. I didn't graduate high school. OP.
Man, just really revealing himself on the internet.
Yeah. I got a GED. I dropped out of college twice. I couldn't hold down a job because the inheritance money made me jaded as ever. So I had about 8 to 10 jobs that were all around 3 to 6 months. And I never put in 2 weeks or got fired. I just didn't show up. So there went all the references.
Yeah, loser for sure.
No sympathy.
No sympathy.
Ariana's like, oh yeah, loser. If you don't know already, you are a loser. Whatever, major loser. When I spent all my money, I slowly lost everything getting it back. I would sell everything I had.
Even your soul?
Even your body. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Going out at 11 p.m. on the street corner trying to swing this hot piece of meat to anyone that will take a bite.
Maybe there's a kink for like loser porn on the internet.
Instead of a damsel.
Makes a man out of him.
Yeah. Teaches him the ropes by stroking his rope. I would sell everything I had and ended up living at my parents' with nothing but a shitty laptop and my clothes. I didn't have a car. My license was suspended. And I had nothing. Life was miserable. Opie can't catch a break.
Can't catch a break. What are his parents thinking?
Probably that he's a loser.
Where did we go wrong?
I started working as a server at a local restaurant and decided that it was here where I would start my better life.
Making a stand.
Better late than never, right? I just couldn't live like that anymore and needed something stable. So I sought after an IT career, which I guess is what you do when you have the clothes on your back and a laptop.
Is that what
going
you do?
to IT?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Are you saying that most IT people are losers?
We're going to make some enemies here, but what profession do you think is the losiest?
You know, you probably do need to be pretty intelligent for this, but like plumbing, stereotypically, you think of the butt
Wow.
bent over.
You know what? Don't send any plumbers to Ariana's house. Let it overflow. Let the pipes burst.
What would you say?
The plumbers are the back crack of our society.
Our nation.
I was great at computers and technology, and it was all I cared about.
So he's great at something.
Yeah. It's just about finding your potential. I took a couple of months to get my A+ and then started applying for jobs, but I found out the lack of experience and the incredibly large gap from high school to now was a killer. So I needed some help. How much would you lie on a resume? And also, before Ariana answers, I would love to know from all of you guys, how much have you lied or what have you lied about on your resume? But Ariana, do tell.
Well, I would want to. I'm a bad liar. Let's get that out of the way. My face turns red, and so if it were to come to an in-person interview, I would be screwed had I seriously lied on my resume. No, I would just exaggerate maybe some numbers of social media growth or
how much you're exaggerated. Yes, I grew.
How much are you exaggerating?
What are you looking at, madam? Okay, so you just lied a little bit.
No, yeah, they're just minor exaggerations.
Okay.
Maybe.
She's a filthy liar. Break up with her. Broke up. Done.
Done.
Over. Just kidding.
Online.
Yeah. Okay, I love you too. I found help in lying. But listen, it wasn't major. Basically, when I was 18, I worked at an Apple call center for 6 months. That was my only technical experience. Well, I needed that, but the gap was huge. So I stretched it and gave a fake number for my supervisor and applied for jobs. Basically, I said I worked there from 18 to 22 instead of just 6 months when I was 18. So just extended it by 3.5 years.
Yeah.
I also said I moved up to tier 2 and stopped because I needed a degree to move up anymore, which was almost true. You either needed a business degree or a lot more experience. So I lied on my resume, sent it out. Your boy's employed now.
Let's go.
I got a help desk position within the month and worked there for 2 years, then scratched off the call center. Everything worked out in the end. And now I'm working as a system admin, which goes to show you kids, if you want to succeed in life, lie your ass off.
Lying always serves.
First, everyone listening and watching, what have you lied about? Please answer in the comments, resume or otherwise. Give me your saucy secrets. But do you think OP is the a-hole for lying?
Here's the thing.
on his resume?
He stayed at his job for 2 years. It means that he actually was ready to turn his life around.
He stayed at his job for 6 months.
No, the next one, the new one, was 2 years.
This.
Yeah, he
right,
stayed
right.
at the new job for 2 years.
Once
It
he
means-
got it after lying.
Once he got it after lying, he did a good job enough.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have fired him if he was underperforming. So I don't view it as that big of a deal.
So Ariana condones lying.
I condone lying. Spread it.
Spread those cheeks a little bit after this camera turns off. All right, now fade to black. They accidentally sent nudes to my brother, but what's surprising was his response.
Are we in Alabama or?
So yeah, that happened. I am a 24-year-old female and my brother is 27.
Okay,
Okay, you ready for the backstory?
I'm ready.
You sure? For this dirty backstory. Around 2 years ago, when I first joined Reddit on my old account, I posted in the NSFW subreddits a lot. I'm fairly confident in my body and don't mind showing this sweet thing off every once in a while. Like, this booty right here.
Why didn't she at least monetize it? If you're gonna post your nudes on the internet, use OnlyFans.
True. Spoken like a true entrepreneur. If you're gonna post your naked body to the internet, might as well make a few coin from it. Why don't you say, let's put a business plan on those titties. If that booty ain't shaking money out of it, I don't want to see it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now that I have a boyfriend, however, my tune has changed on the subject matter. I'd post at least twice a day and get a bunch of hot, steamy messages.
Thy milketh ye titty. Tastes so sweeteth of reminiscence of my mother's bosom.
You remind me of my mother.
I want acknowledgement.
For what you've built.
Validation, exactly. Put in the work, put in the hours.
I'd post twice a day and get a bunch of messages. But one guy kept commenting and messaging me, telling me I was sexy and how much he loved my body.
I think I'd be a little freaked out at that point.
What? If he was
If I had like a stalker or like a super fan of my booty.
What? You want adoration, but only to a point.
Only to a point.
Yeah, you don't want people praising that booty day and night.
Day and night, no.
No, just like a part-time booty praiser. The only full-time booty praiser is this guy, number one boyfriend. For some reason, I kept talking to him, and we basically developed a sexual relationship and texted and sexted all the time, but we never showed our faces. He was very nice and sweet to me, even when we weren't talking about sex. Keep in mind that I always am very private about my identity because I don't want anyone to blackmail me, which makes sense.
For sure. It's why you post nude photos of your body on the internet.
Yeah, and just not your face.
Yeah.
I even made up a name and location as to where I live. I thought it was a bit weird that this guy had the same name as my brother, although my brother is very good looking and a 10 out of 10 would bang if he wasn't my brother.
Okay.
And we lived in the same state, but I thought it was simply twins. Okay, wait, what the f*** is that sentence?
She's revealed.
She
10 out
wants
of
to
10
f*** her brother, bro.
And that's where the story goes. Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see. I've met your brother.
You've met my brother.
I don't know if he's your type, but even if your brother was like male model, like ripped hardcore abs, would you ever say 10 out of 10 would bang my brother if he wasn't my brother?
No. I would say all my friends should bang.
I feel like that's like
would bang.
That's like saying you'd bang your brother with extra steps. I wouldn't bang my brother, but all of you should bang my brother. Want to live vicariously through you.
That's what your sister says about you.
Don't bring my sister into this, bro. Jesus Christ.
My mom.
No, she does not say that. Gross. My God. See, now you brought it too close to home. We were fine. Well, I guess I brought it to your brother
brought it
first.
close
You're
first.
right. You're right. Fair enough. For his birthday, a few months after we met, he sent me a pic of himself without a shirt on and his magic stick erect. And he told me he wished I was there to suck him off and asked me if I liked the new tattoo he got for his 25th birthday. But I was in the living room downstairs celebrating my brother's birthday, his 25th one, the same day he showed me the tattoo he got earlier that day. It was the same bathroom, same shower curtains, same hair product, same perfume, same toothbrush, same everything.
What do you do?
And that?
You've been sending nudes to your sister.
Stop bringing it close. That's why, first of all, I would never send nudes to anyone without a face, first off.
Anybody without a face. They're just a faceless.
Yeah. And anyone who's faceless, I need to see that face attached to those nudes or I'm not looking. But I would burn my phone. I would run away. I mean, I wouldn't say shit. I would say, like, if that happened to me, I would die.
You would ghost your sister is what you're saying.
Yes. If I found out I was sexting my sister, I would fucking ghost my sister. What would you do?
Die.
Die in a hole.
Die in a hole.
Guys, what would you do? Please tell us. But the thing is, the story isn't over. I was mortified, but I didn't stop. My brother really is a hot guy, and I liked what he had below the equator. I couldn't help myself, so I continued to sext him for a few more months until I got a boyfriend and could no longer do that with him. So because I got a boyfriend, I stopped sexting my brother. He understood, and we went our separate ways.
Not that far. Not that separate.
Yeah, I mean,
Under
you
one
are
roof.
related, and you see each other fairly frequently. But this isn't at the end. The worst part, I still touch myself to his pictures. Thoughts?
OP, you've revealed yourself. Too far. Too far. Speechless.
But there is a website that would gladly take you in. What would you do if you were sexting your brother? Leave it in the comments below. I'm out of here, bro. I'm out. My identical twin sister wants me to stand in for her at her wedding. Would I be the a-hole for saying, hell nah? I, 30 female, have an identical twin sister. And for the purposes of anonymity, I will call her Jess. Say yes to the Jess. Jess and I look so much alike that it can be freaky. At one point when we were still infants, they had to draw a little dot at the bottom of one of our feet just so they could keep track of who was who for medical reasons. My mom adored the fact that Jess and I were cute baby twin girls and treated us like precious little dolls who she would frequently dress alike and always make us do things together. Which low-key, kind of freaky if out in public. Think of any horror movie.
Always two twin little
Always
girls.
two twin girls dressed the same. Ring around the rosy. Pocket full of posies. At first, I didn't mind it at all because, well, it was my normal, and I do genuinely love my sister. But when we started getting older, I developed my own interests. I'm my own human after all.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a twin don't mean I don't have my own.
I've got different organs, different doctor's appointments.
Different doctor's appointments. I got different boyfriends.
Different boyfriends.
And husbands,
theoretically.
hopefully.
Maybe not.
There's that. Have you seen that like TLC documentary where it's like, I'm dating two twins. And like the two twins are both married to this one dude.
Was it in Utah?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it could be. But when we started getting older, I developed my own interests. I would get so frustrated or upset when I either couldn't go to something because Jess didn't want to come, or the only way I could is if Jess would come with me and vice versa. It sucked. And despite our appearances, Jess was the more extroverted twin who liked to go to parties and do sports, while I was the one that sucked. While I was the introverted and artistic one. I was always made to do what Jess wanted to do because me not wanting to be social was seen as bad. And the only way that Jess would agree to do / endure my hobbies was if I did her homework or chores.
This is like a Cinderella story.
I know, that's what I was
over
thinking.
here.
When my parents were divorcing, I was over the moon. What?
Okay.
I was over the moon. I love divorce.
OP does sound like the worst twin.
I was over the moon when my dad agreed to let me live with him in another state and Jess didn't want to move away from all her friends. OP gets the win for the family splitting up.
Yeah.
My mom cried when I had to tell her I didn't want to live with her, and Jess accused me of hating them. This really wrecked me emotionally, and I almost caved, but my dad got me into therapy, who helped me gather the courage to just leave.
Yeah, so it was like a full family divorce.
It's a full family. Like they're splitting down the
They're
middle.
splitting down the middle.
I wonder what else. Like
at least they had equal children to split.
Mm-hmm.
Like less of a debate in that.
Yeah, if you have 3
instance.
kids, it's like someone's definitely winning in that scenario.
Yeah.
I never did shake off the guilt until around senior year, but I never once regretted my choice because of how liberating I felt by just getting to be me. I was slowly able to repair my relationship with my mom and Jess, but Jess and I were never as close as we used to be, and I was honestly fine with that. Fast forward to adulthood, and Jess is engaged to her boyfriend, Steve. 36 male. And their wedding is set for spring. Unfortunately, Jess was recently in a bad accident, and her face is going to need to get cosmetic surgery. She's been crying on and off for, I wonder what do you think probably car accident, right?
Yeah.
Or it's like Steve is just beating her.
Steve's just an asshole.
Which you should probably, if Steve is either whacking with his fist or his penis, you should break up with him. She's been crying on and off for days over this because there's no way she'll be healed up in time for the wedding. My mom, Steve, and I have been trying to console her, but it's not enough. Earlier this week, my mom approached me with the idea of dressing up as Jess and pretending to be her for the ceremony and reception so the pictures will look nice.
How is Jess okay with this? Why does she go? I guess she's that upset, but
Well, she doesn't want to.
but you're missing out on your whole wedding. Is she just not
just for
gonna
the pictures? Would you rather have just god awful, terrible wedding pictures, or would you rather just have a stand and get married to me?
I think since really I'm getting married and throwing the party for the memes, right?
For the memes,
Not for the pic.
Amen. I was floored and gave a hesitant no, because while I do know that this would mean a lot to my sister, I just feel really uncomfortable about getting married to Steve. My mom was upset with me and said, it's just for the pictures, and asked me if I really wanted to make it so that Jess would have to be reminded of her trauma whenever she had to look at her wedding photos or just not have any photos at all. So, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole? I would love to hear from you guys. Is OP the asshole for not wanting to get married to Steve?
OP's
at
just
least
getting
for the pictures.
gaslit all over the place.
The whole family is like, this is a super normal thing to do. But I guess if you have like a perfect stand-in, like not many people have that power.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I
What would
see,
we
I see
do
the
with said
predicament, but
Update. I reached out to Steve and I suggested, why don't you use Photoshop instead of...
oh yeah, we're in the 21st century.
Fucking use Photoshop.
We're like create an AI Jess.
Yeah, dude.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT Jess. And it turns out he and Jess were already considering that before deciding to just postpone the wedding, as Jess is still dealing with PTSD from the accident and doesn't believe that she is going to be able to handle the stress of the wedding. I was so relieved and told Steve that I would be more than happy to help with getting word out that the wedding wasn't happening right now. So, guess everything was figured out.
Yeah, OP's a good sister. She's trying to
help.
Trying to help.
Well, what would you do in this situation? Please let us know. We love you. We miss you. This is Ariana, my girlfriend, who's standing in for John. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Next week.